Today, a voice from heaven reaches your heart, calling you with urgency and deep love. Your dear one, now in my eternal care, urges you to open this without delay, so fear will not prevail. Hold on to these words, for they carry a special warmth meant for your soul. I see your hidden tears and quiet hopes, and I speak peace over each restless thought. Let comfort settle within you, for you are guarded by affection that transcends all shadows. Even now, that whisper reminds you devotion outlives doubt. Trust this truth. I remain so constant. 1. I watch over each silent plea, aware that life's burdens sometimes feel too heavy to endure. Yet this divine call, sent by the loved one who now rests in my presence, offers you a refuge. When you feel the ache of uncertainty rising, pause and remember, you are not alone. In the hush of your thoughts, hear my gentle promise that all sorrow can be touched by grace. Open your heart further, for I provide a calm beyond human measure, and I will guide your spirit toward a deep assurance. Allow your fears to surface within this sacred space, for I do not condemn your questions. Instead, I welcome them with tender understanding, knowing each hesitation that troubles you. That cherished family member in the heavenly realm pleads for you to keep reading, so your heart may be revived. My compassion extends across every doubt you hold, reaching into the confusion. Even if the path seems unclear, trust that a wiser hand protects you, offering a shield against despair. I see you searching for a glimmer of hope in long, sleepless nights. Precious one, I respond with devoted care, standing by you as you wrestle with difficult thoughts. The voice urging you here believes in the power of these words to restore your courage. Do not lose sight of your worth, for my love encompasses every fragment of your being. No matter how lost you feel, my unwavering presence surrounds you. Let it soothe the storm in your mind until calmness settles in quietly. Dear son, I would really appreciate your help in liking the video, subscribing to the channel, and turning on the notification bell. I will be forever grateful to you for this. My promise to you is that every cry of the soul finds shelter in my mercy. I hold you beyond the frailties of this world, ensuring you never face darkness alone. Trust that the dear family member above spoke your name with hope, convinced this message would uplift you. If you sense comfort rising, type light renews my heart today. Believe you are cherished, and nothing can strip away the care I extend. Rest safely in the warmth that I pour into your longing spirit. I gather the weight of your anxieties, so you do not collapse beneath their force. I whisper reassurance into your quietest doubts, urging you to release what no longer serves your peace. When life feels cold and unforgiving, remember the spiritual connection that binds you to higher love. Your treasured one in paradise smiles upon your courage. My intentions for you remain filled with goodness, despite what troubles you. Trust that I bring clarity, even where confusion once reigned. Lean closer to my soothing voice, for it calls you to step beyond self-condemnation. I see where regret and loss intertwine, pressing on your heart. Know that my forgiveness covers every moment you wish you could undo, bringing a new sense of relief. The beloved relative urging you forward seeks to show you that all is not lost. Where you see endings, I spark renewal. You stand shielded by my boundless compassion, which steadies you when the shadows try to overwhelm your soul. Even now, I place my hand gently upon every wound you carry. I care for you with a tenderness that cannot be shaken by any earthly tribulation. The one above has confidence in these truths, knowing the closeness I offer. As you read, let my comfort fill each corner of your burdened mind. Release the dread that weighs you down, for I have walked every sorrow-filled path with you. In this closeness, you will find the resilience to move forward, certain you do not walk alone. Trust takes root when you see that my guidance does not waver, even if the road ahead seems unsteady. Remember how deeply your family's love shaped you, and how that same love beckons you now. Hear the echo of heaven's voice affirming your value. I promise never to abandon you when doubts press in. You are wrapped in a grace that withstands every storm. Let these words remind you, you are more treasured than you know, and your tears are precious in my sight. My heart rejoices in your small steps of faith, no matter how fragile they may feel. I stand ready to strengthen you in ways both seen and unseen, transforming your heaviest burdens into something unexpectedly light. The soul who urged you to open this knows that hope is kindled in acceptance of divine care. If this resonates, type "I find shelter in sacred love." Let that be your affirmation. Trust that, in place of panic, I supply calm, and in place of gloom, I awaken new vision. I steady your spirit, for I recognize every longing you bury beneath daily concerns. Where others see only your exterior, I perceive the hidden battles you fight. The dear one who directed you here believes you can be lifted above desperation. My love stands ready to safeguard your vulnerable places, offering rest where turmoil once thrived. Let these words remind you that your cries are heard, your fears acknowledged. I carry you in my embrace of compassion, free from all condemnation. When your heart grows weary, remember that I do not overlook the smallest sigh. The gentle invitation from heaven is proof of how intimately you are known. No shadow can extinguish the brightness I place within you, for my care is unyielding. Trust that your loved one's plea was guided by a wisdom that sees beyond your present pain. You are not walking an endless corridor of darkness. My hand remains upon you, shining a soft radiance that guides each step toward a kinder horizon. I release you from carrying shame about what you cannot change. Surrender past mistakes to the mercy that I freely offer. The soul you miss so dearly stands convinced of my desire to restore your hope. Focus your heart on the promise of renewal, for I specialize in turning sorrow into growth. Let humility and faith replace self-blame. I know every corner of your story, yet I claim you as a precious creation, destined for light rather than the depths of fear or isolation. Cast your worries into my boundless love, and let your mind rest from the cycles of distress. My arms extend beyond earthly limits, providing refuge when you cannot find rest elsewhere. That dear relative who reached out believes in the potency of these words. I wrap you in a grace that does not fail, even when human assurance falls short. Trust that I will never leave you stranded, for my devotion spans every season, illuminating the way when darkness crowds your thoughts. Dear son, I would really appreciate your help in liking the video, subscribing to the channel, and turning on the notification bell. I will be forever grateful to you for this. I speak solace into your world, reminding you that you are cradled by affection from on high. In this realm of constant demands, pause and recall your infinite worth. The one calling to you from heaven wants you to sense that you are safeguarded through every trial. If you feel a glimmer of peace, type "My heart is safe in everlasting care." With that small act, you acknowledge that I am here, imparting stillness to your frantic worries and renewing your will to keep moving forward. Even when tears threaten to consume your vision, I remain the stable presence that holds you up. Think of how your loved one cherished you, and see how that devotion continues through my eternal vantage. I stand firm when you tremble, offering shelter in your darkest hours. Rest in the assurance that you do not face life's waves alone. I anchor your hope in a promise that never erodes. Let your spirit find new breath, for sorrow cannot overshadow the light I have bestowed upon you. I send hope into the tight spaces of your discouragement. My desire is not to watch you struggle, but to lift you toward a gentle clarity. Recall the love that has walked beside you across time, and remember you are woven into a grand design. The voice from above yearns to see you embrace that truth, confident that you remain cherished. Trust in my kind watchfulness, which envelopes your doubts and works steadily for your good. You are never dismissed, and you never fade from my sight. Step away from the weight of condemnation, for I see the compassion in your heart, even when you falter. Your loved one who encouraged you to open this stands in agreement with my perspective. I transform regret into a catalyst for deeper understanding, so do not remain chained to the past. In my presence, renewal is not just possible, it is readily offered. Let these words echo: you are not defined by failings, but by the affection that eternally surrounds you in your weakest hour. From my heavenly throne, I reach out to reassure you that no distance is too great for my voice. When tragedy or confusion looms, remember that you are held by a force beyond human scope. The one you missed so keenly asked you to read on, certain these lines would ignite hope. Feel that assurance seeping into every corner of your being. Resist the pull of despair, for I have woven purpose into each moment, inviting you to discover that you are stronger than your fears imagine. I honor your honest questions and the trembling that sometimes strikes without warning. Your heart was designed with a longing for comfort, and I provide it in limitless measure. The dear soul in heaven waits for you to realize that my devotion transcends every heartbreak. If you believe you can rise with my help, type hope lifts me beyond all fear. Speak these words with conviction. Let trust replace your anxieties, and know that I'm in the cracks hidden from every human eye. I delight in your smallest steps toward renewed faith. Even if your confidence wavers, I supply the courage you lack. The beloved presence beckoning you from beyond wants you to claim these truths as your anchor. Release your bitterness over unfulfilled plans, and let me guide your heart into calmer waters. Each breath you draw signals another chance for spiritual restoration. I do not cast you aside. Instead, I remind you that your essence is profoundly valued, guarded by unceasing grace. My serenity envelopes you when sorrow piles up. Think not that you have been forsaken. Each tear is seen, each sigh understood. The one calling from heaven stands as a witness to my gentle care, urging you to acknowledge this shelter. You are free to lay down your wounds in my safekeeping. I have shaped your spirit for resilience, forging a deeper tenderness within you. Let your burdens subside, certain I stand near. Your silent cries meet a compassion far stronger than earthly pain. I respond to your quiet prayers with unwavering attention. Even if the world seems cold, my love never retreats. The dear soul sending this message hopes you cling to these assurances, certain that renewal is possible. Take solace in knowing that your worth is not measured by your stumbles, but by a divine affection that regards you as irreplaceable. Embrace the calm swirling around you now, for it whispers that you are not alone. In the hush, let my presence remind you of an endless care. You have lingered in the shadows of what-ifs and unspoken regrets, but I offer you the chance to step into light. Those who love you beyond this life cheer your progress, believing in my power to restore. Release each haunting thought, for my grace cannot be overshadowed by shame. If you accept this depth of care, type I stand in the warmth of divine kindness. By doing so, you confirm your willingness to trust a higher hand that cradles you through every hidden valley. Dear son, I would really appreciate your help in liking the video, subscribing to the channel, and turning on the notification bell. I will be forever grateful to you for this. My compassion is not distant, it meets you in the privacy of your struggles. The precious soul above longs for you to feel this closeness, convinced it can break chains of despair. I sense the fatigue in your spirit, and I come to refresh you with a gentleness unbound by earthly measure. Hope stirs where fear once ruled. Let yourself lean into that hope, trusting that I mend, restore, and shield you. Take rest in my unwavering gaze, which sees your silent tears and responds with abiding grace. I keep vigil over your doubts, never growing weary of reassuring you. Your loved one's urgent plea was to ensure you would not slip away from the promise held here. Though your load feels immense, my support outlasts every burden. Grief might visit, but it will not have dominion over you. In my safe arms, vulnerability becomes a doorway to deeper faith. Trust that I will not let you drown in hopelessness. I meet your weakness with profound care, carrying you through every dark hour. Darkness has tried to silence your joy, but my light prevails, casting out shadows that distort your perspective. The one who now resides in my realm prays you will grasp this unshakable truth: you remain a beloved child of eternal affection. No storm is powerful enough to sever our bond. If these words stir comfort in you, type "My soul finds refuge in perfect mercy." That declaration resonates with the unwavering promise I have held for you since the beginning. This is a sacred invitation to let go of the anguish that dims your spirit. Trust that the sorrow you feel is understood in heaven's tender domain. Nothing escapes my compassionate watch. I see your efforts, your tears, your resilience, and I applaud the courage that remains when all else feels lost. The voice prompting you here stands in harmony with my pledge: you are never overlooked. Rest now, secure in this love that sustains you beyond every trial mortal eyes can perceive. I breathe new life into hearts that believe all hope has vanished. The cherished soul above celebrates your openness, convinced that your faith is stronger than any threat. My kindness is an anchor that will not fail, urging you to release the burden of helplessness. Trust that I transform even the deepest wounds into channels for growth and understanding. If you hold to this vow, type "Heavenly grace lights my way." May that act seal your belief in the compassion that guides and renews you. Finally, hear me now. The one who pleaded for you to open this did so out of a love that echoes my own. You have read these paragraphs not by chance, but by divine intention, so that you might find peace. I assure you, my hand is upon your life, safeguarding your heart when darkness presses in. Let your tears water seeds of faith, for I will use them to bring forth something unexpectedly beautiful. Rest in this promise: you are mine, and I cherish you without condition. Open your heart to these words, for they arise from a higher realm that understands your quiet fears and hidden hopes. A cherished soul in heaven urged you to see this, trusting that solace waits here. I stand close, offering comfort when confusion feels overwhelming. Release the weight of regret, for you are never beyond my gentle reach. Allow this moment to remind you, my love surrounds you, quietly guiding your deepest yearnings toward renewed light and lasting peace. I observe every tear and catch each silent plea as you wonder if dawn will break. Rest assured, I remain steady through every uncertainty. The dear one who called you here believes in the power of grace to calm your restless spirit. Even in sorrow, there is space for unexpected hope to bloom. Let my boundless mercy settle in your heart, for I see the pain that words cannot convey. Trust that I hold you, unshaken by any darkness that presses against your soul. Lean upon this promise that transcends time, for no shadow can erase the warmth I extend. Your questions do not alarm me. I welcome them all, cradling every doubt. In the silence, feel my presence drawing near, seeking to awaken a quiet sense of trust within you. The voice from heaven whispers that you are never forsaken. Let faith rise in gentle waves, for in your longing, I reveal unending compassion. You remain a precious treasure in my sight, worthy of calm reassurance. Take a deep breath and sense my nearness whenever despair attempts to consume you. I stand ready to strengthen your heart, reminding you that loved ones, though unseen, watch over you with deep affection. Their plea for you to read on is proof that hope is not lost. My care extends beyond earthly limits, binding you to a greater truth: you are held. Your tears do not define you. Instead, they lead you closer to my unfailing comfort, where renewal quietly begins. Surrender your heaviness to me. Let each worry melt into a place where divine compassion lifts you above every fear. The dear soul who urged you here trusted that my words would soothe every trembling thought. When doubts resurface, remember that my presence remains steadfast. I am here, reaching into your loneliness to provide safety. If you trust this promise, type "My spirit rests in sacred hands" and believe you are gently carried beyond all earthly sorrow. Open your heart again, for my voice persists. I see each strain in your soul as you battle life's demands. Yet know this: I will never turn away from your honest cry. The one you miss so dearly speaks through these words, hoping to rekindle light in your spirit. Let me cradle your anxieties and trade them for a profound sense of peace. No dark valley is strong enough to break our bond. Stay near to my comforting truth, for I am ever committed to your healing and growth. You do not stand alone in your longing. My presence fills the silent gaps where answers seem absent. In that hush, I speak softly, assuring you of unbreakable protection. The voice from eternity is proof of my promise: you remain connected to a love stronger than doubt. Let your soul inhale that calm assurance, for I watch over you with care that never fades. Even when storms gather, my shelter stands firm, holding you gently through each wave of uncertainty. Trust that my guidance extends across every challenge, lighting the path you tread. The beloved who called you here knew that solace is found in these lines. Rest in the knowledge that I see your hidden anguish, offering restoration where hope feels distant. You are neither forgotten nor abandoned. You are part of a divine plan brimming with benevolence. Take comfort in that certainty, for my compassion transcends any boundary, sealing you in a covenant of grace. When worries threaten your peace, recall that my love stands guard over you. In quiet moments of reflection, you will sense a gentle nudge urging you toward fresh courage. No sorrow is too heavy for my arms, which uphold you despite your fears. The soul in heaven rejoices to see you trust these words, for they reflect an everlasting connection. Let your heart be still and receive a calm that reminds you, I am near, and your burdens are known, safe in my keeping. Let gratitude guide your thoughts, for every breath you draw is a sign of unending possibility. I am aware of each concern tucked away in your heart. They do not go unseen. From realms above, that cherished presence encourages your faith, longing to see you thrive again. If you feel this warmth, type "I welcome divine hope" into my life as a sign of open trust. Stand firmly in this promise: nothing can separate you from the love that unfolds beyond mortal sight. Feel the weight of sorrow lessen as my words sink into your soul. Your tears are collected with gentle understanding, and your hidden pleas are answered with soft devotion. No pit of despair can withstand the brilliance of my caring gaze. The one who urged you here stands in perfect peace, believing you, too, can find comfort in my eternal embrace. When regrets whisper, let them fade into the knowledge that I restore, redeem, and revive hearts weary by grief. I tend each wound with compassion that surpasses all earthly remedies. Your sadness does not disqualify you from peace, it draws you closer to my shelter. Remember, you are a recipient of a limitless love that crosses every boundary. The beloved voice in heaven stands witness to that truth, urging you to accept it fully. Know that I uphold you without hesitation. Even when you falter, my arms remain open, ready to guide you past every cloud of uncertainty. Dear son, I would really appreciate your help in liking the video, subscribing to the channel, and turning on the notification bell. I will be forever grateful to you for this. When the sun feels distant, trust that my light cannot be extinguished. I pour steadfast mercy into your darkest corners, restoring your inner strength with gentle precision. Your name is whispered lovingly by those who dwell with me, their prayers mingling with my own care for you. Let your heart settle in this awareness: you are not adrift. Rest in my arms and believe that your story is woven into a grand tapestry of healing, guided by benevolence that never ends. Every quiet sigh you release is heard by the one who shaped you with tenderness. You are not left to cope alone. My presence stands guard over every trembling thought. The one calling from heaven hopes these words renew your faith and steady your spirit. Trust in the power of grace, for it lights a flame of courage that no storm can extinguish. Do not shrink from hope, let it expand in your soul, reminding you that nothing is irredeemable under my unwavering care. Wrap your heart around this promise: I heal every painful memory in time. My kindness is an anchor that holds firm, no matter how fierce the winds. Even if regret tugs at your peace, place it gently in my hands. I restore what seems broken, crafting something unexpected and beautiful. If you affirm my boundless compassion, type peace flows through my heart now. Know this vow is real. I draw you into a love so complete that your fears diminish, replaced by quiet assurance. Remember that your cries echo in a realm where no tear is wasted. My listening ear attends to every gasp for understanding. Allow yourself to believe in a future brightened by sincere hope. The dear soul above trusts that you will rise stronger from the ashes of sorrow. There is no shame in your questions. I welcome them, promising to illuminate the answers in the right season. Until then, rest in my care, for you are forever held in love that knows no end. Let these words echo deep within: you are cherished beyond any flaw or doubt. I stand as your unyielding refuge, forming a shelter no storm can tear down. When you feel lost, recall the vow from heaven: you will never be left to wander in despair. I hold you close, so release the need to carry burdens alone. Each morning, renewed grace awaits, speaking gently to your spirit, reminding you that my watchful kindness never subsides, ready to uplift and restore. Hush the racing thoughts that claim you are forgotten, for my devotion to you does not waver. This comforting message was sent to make you pause, to remind you of a truth older than time: your life matters infinitely. The one whose voice reached you from above stands as proof that love extends beyond earthly limits. Even when shadows linger, my light persists, ensuring that you find a way forward, free from the illusion that all is lost. Open yourself to grace. Do not fear the way of grief, for my power covers every wound with healing compassion. I see your trembling heart, uncertain where to turn. Stand in the refuge I provide, knowing you are never cast aside. The beloved voice longs to see your spirit awaken to my gentle touch. Trust that your tears can water the seeds of hope I have planted. Under my guardianship, those seeds bloom into renewed strength, casting away gloom as sunlight breaks through. Your story continues, shaped by my endless care. Even when you feel broken, I see the beauty forming within you. Embrace the quiet voice urging you to hope again. If you sense that promise, type "I believe in love beyond sorrow." Watch how my reassurance takes root in your heart, dispelling the shadows of uncertainty. You are worthy of every good gift I intend, and no distance or hardship can block the current of my compassion that flows ceaselessly toward you. Stand firm in the knowledge that I weave comfort into every challenge. The voice from heaven recognized your need for these words, trusting my message would land gently in your spirit. Know that I oversee each aspect of your life, guiding you toward new perspectives. Listen for my quiet counsel, for I am never silent when you call. Release your grasp on fear, for my embrace is vast, enveloping you in a grace that speaks hope into your deepest longings. Lay down regrets that weigh on your heart. My forgiveness covers every moment of weakness, every secret worry you've carried alone. I restore what was lost, writing new chapters that reflect my guiding mercy. The dear soul above watches this unfold, encouraged by your willing spirit. Let your tears testify to love's power, reminding you that I never forget your needs. Take courage, my comfort surpasses all heartbreak, lifting you closer to radiant peace each day. Remain open to the gentle surge of faith that nudges you onward. No chasm is too wide for my love, which stretches across every boundary. The call you receive from eternity is not in vain. It beckons you to stand confident in my steadfast presence. If hope stirs within, type "My heart awakens to divine light." As you do, remember that your story intertwines with a grace that can mend every hurt and ignite a tenderness nothing can extinguish. You are safe here. When doubts arise, recall that my devotion is solid ground. Breathe in, releasing the tension that tries to dominate your thoughts. I know the secrets you guard, and I respond with gentle understanding, never condemnation. The one who called you from heaven longs to see you rest in my peaceful domain. Believe that my voice penetrates every barrier, speaking calm into chaos. Hold on to that assurance. I remain steadfast, giving you strength that endures. Though you may question your worth, I confirm that you are indispensable in my grand design. Your life carries meaning that transcends present pain. The longing you feel is answered by my unwavering presence, forging a path toward restoration. Give yourself permission to feel my comfort at the core of your being. If you accept this truth, type "I trust the power of this promise." Know that you are never alone, you are constantly held in tender watchfulness. In this sacred pause, let my compassion enfold every sorrow you've known. Your struggles have not been dismissed, they have been seen, measured, and met with a love that surpasses words. The cherished soul above celebrates each sign of faith you show, reflecting the unwavering bond one share with you. Draw strength from that connection. You are not destined to remain in despair. Instead, rest in my comforting presence, where new life emerges with each hopeful thought. No matter how deep your heartache, my mercy reaches deeper still. I breathe fresh courage into the spaces you believed irreparable. You stand on ground that I have blessed with watchful care, guided by my quiet voice. The one in heaven trusts you will find serenity in these words, for they mirror a truth as old as creation: you are profoundly loved. If you claim this love, type "Serenity echoes through my soul." Trust that I hold your tomorrows in a kindness beyond measure. Celebrate this moment of connection, for it signals that hope is not a distant dream. My grace envelopes every wound, weaving purpose through your tears. By reaching for these words, you affirm that fear will not control you. The voice calling from eternity joins me in declaring that restoration belongs to you. Though challenges may linger, my unwavering presence remains. You are precious in my sight, and every part of you is worthy of boundless compassion. Dear son, I would really appreciate your help in liking the video, subscribing to the channel, and turning on the notification bell. I will be forever grateful to you for this. You have reached the end of these paragraphs, guided by a beloved soul who wanted you to know you are never alone. Rest in the assurance that my love shields you from despair. Take one more step into light, trusting that miracles unfold in my perfect time. If your heart is open, type "Heaven's grace holds me close." May this confession seal in you a quiet certainty: I watch over your path with unwavering devotion, and you are eternally cradled by divine affection.